Okay, part 5, last part. How not to drive. So we're just talking about the guy who expects you to move over when you can't even see his blinker. Dude, if you're blinking and you're next to a car, the car can't see you. You have to be in front of a car for the car behind you to see your blink. Not every car has a blinker on their side mirror. And even that's not really the right way to do it. Don't expect people to just read your mind either. Don't be the car that's, sort of in front of you, like in your, just a half a car length in front of you, not blinking, but expecting you to get over. Like I said in the first part, sometimes you can read traffic. You can understand what cars want. But I have this little, I don't know, nasty habit of trying to teach people why they're idiots. I know it's not a good thing to do, but it's who I am. You try to demonstrate what a screwhead they are by making them see the fallacy of their ways. When a car wants to get in front of me and doesn't blink, and we're just puttering along at the same speed, and then he's giving me the look, I do not play his game. I do not slow down for him. I do not speed up for him. I stay right there. There's a lesson being learned here, and I'm the teacher. And I'm telling him or her that there's a way to do this, a right way and a wrong way. And you're doing it the wrong way because I'm not moving. Well, why should I? You're not signaling. I don't know sign language. I can't read your lips. I can't hear you. And I don't read minds. How am I supposed to know you want to get in front of me other than the fact that I know you want to get in front of me? Because I know how to read cars, and I know how, what cars, just how their movements are when they want to change lanes. But if you're going to change lanes, do it wrong, I'm not going to help you. Not going to help you. Unless I'm feeling really, not particularly happy or nice that day, but I see so much of this idiocy on the road that after a while you're like, I don't want to help anybody. It's school's in, lesson time for everybody. Now, changing lanes, speeding up, slowing down, making people change lanes, speed up or slow down, not knowing the right of way, insisting on the right of way when it ain't yours, giving it up even worse when it is yours, causing confusion, all this is what causes problems on the road and makes me go bananas. Knowing what's going on around you at all times, checking your mirrors, seeing who's near you, who's not near you. Look at your damn dashboard every now and then. Might find out how fast you're going. Might actually know that your blinker's been on for the last 2 years. Know how your car is. Understand the movements of cars and what they're trying to do. Don't block people if you don't have to block them. Don't insist to get out of your way if you have somewhere other way to get around them if you want to be a speed demon. It works both ways, I get you. But there's a line, there's a point where things make sense, that they should be either on this person's burden or this person's burden. There are a lot of stupid laws out there that make people confused, or they just don't know those laws. Here's a good one. You're in a left turn lane, and you got 3-lane road that you're turning left into. And there's a car in the opposite direction who wants to turn right. You're allowed to turn into the first lane. You're allowed to turn to the second lane. But you are not allowed to turn to the third lane because the car wants to turn into that lane. And you could cause a crash. Let's say you're in another left turn lane. Now it's a double left turn lane. 2 lanes turning left. You're on the inside lane. Guess what? You're not allowed to turn into any lane you want. You can only turn into the first lane. Why? Because the guy who's outside of you, on the outside to your left in the left turn lane, he gets to pick the lane he wants to go into. He can't pick your lane, but he can pick his lane or the next lane. The only lane he can't choose is the lane on the far end, because somebody might be turning right there. Unless you have a light. If the light is green for you, it's red for the right turn lane guy. But if it's no light, you have to stay in your damn lane. Here's another one that drives me crazy. Passing in an changing lanes in an intersection. This is an absolute no-no. I cannot tell you how many people do this, because it's a beautiful opportunity to change lanes when maybe you could not do it before. So let's say we have an intersection and we have a car coming up to it. This is you. Here's your intersection. There's a car here. He's going to turn right. Okay? Blinker or no blinker, he's right there. He might turn right. You have no idea what he's going to do. It doesn't even matter. He's sitting there stopped. You're on the green. He's stopped on a red. Here you are on the inside lane, and you decide to do this move. Change lanes in an intersection. Guess what? At the exact same time you're trying to change lanes in the intersection, this guy decides to turn because there's nobody in this lane next to you. Nobody here. Nobody coming. And now all of a sudden, you're there. Bam. Crash. Bang. Pow. I cannot tell you how many times I see people use it, because there's so many cars, they decide that the only way they're ever going to be able to change lanes is the intersection, because this guy, maybe he is, maybe he's turning right. So he's out of the way now. What have you? Maybe I'm backwards here, and then all of a sudden he has the opportunity to change lanes and go. Yeah, so he turns right like that, and he decides he's going to change lanes and go, and then kapow. You can't change lanes in an intersection, people. You may not know why, but now you know why. Don't be that guy. You have to think. You have to know the rules. You have to know the law. You have to know right of way, and you have to think. And you have to look. Now, I'm not doing this Boy Scout thing or this crossing guard thing or this traffic cop thing because I want to. It's because I have to. Too many stupid people out there. And they're not getting any smarter thanks to the indoctrination of people in our schools. They're getting dumber. IQs are dropping, SAT scores are dropping, and critical thinking is basically wadded up and thrown out the window. So, some of us who still have half a brain have to tell those of you who do not have half a brain, don't be that guy. If you can successfully manage to get through life without wearing a helmet the whole time, as my sister used to like to say, you're doing pretty good. But you still can manage to piss a lot of people off by just being either an a-hole on purpose, and it's usually the young that are like that, ignorant, lazy, or stupid. And there's enough of that out there already. We don't need to have it behind cars or as pedestrians. So if you can be the person who's aware of your surroundings, and you could figure out how not to block people, how not to insist on messing with people on the road, how to not insist on a right of way when you don't have it, or not take it when it is yours to take. And you can refrain from playing traffic cop and deciding where all the chess pieces on the board are supposed to move and how they're supposed to move and when they're supposed to move. We would all be so much more thankful and appreciative, and there would be a lot less problems, anger, road rage, accidents, and you name it. Unfortunately, that's just not the case. Anyway, so I'll conclude this little rant about bad driving with a happy thought, and that is I think that the fact that we can get anywhere in a car going 65 miles an hour, 4,000 pounds of steel, and we're not all running into each other all the time is probably quite a miracle. But the reason that happens is because we have laws and common sense. Use it. Don't abuse it. Anyway, we'll see you on the next video. Maybe we'll get back to politics.